So we're going to look into some basics of what I've learned about corporate counseling, having practiced as a corporate counselor. So it's like I mean it's not a like today we're not taking it as a program, but generally I do provide training for interns, so that I haven't changed that here. The basic counseling skill learning program aim to provide. So generally in any kind of setting, when somebody is in need, somebody is hurt. What we focus on is providing that first aid, damage
Yeah,
control,
very good.
counseling to the employees in emotional distress. Somebody suddenly shows anger outburst, they refer to us. They send them to the directly to the counseling room, and or somebody is crying. They're unable to handle it. So such things we do get referrals. So I think people can also say, I mean, that anyone can provide counseling for that matter. Suddenly, the TL becomes the counselor, suddenly, the manager becomes the counselor. But
Yeah,
I think that's a very big difference between what a professional can provide and what service someone who is not from the psychology background and not trained in psychological training, I mean, psychological background is going to provide something very scientific. So all the theories that we are using in counseling, whichever sector we are working with, has a scientific basis, and it's evidence based science that we are practicing, because psychology is the science of behavior. So this is from what I have experienced, not just from what I heard. It's just what I experienced when I worked with people in the corporate. So what kind of problems do employees face in terms of work stress? In terms of work stress, meeting deadlines for projects is something very a difficult thing which keeps people on great stress. So one thing is that this particular company which I was working with, I was associated with for quite some time, they had their BPO. They were doing some outsourcing. They had their own IT corporate, I mean IT unit, and they had people doing black collar jobs as well. And they had various branches in Chennai as well as in Coimbatore. So I used to travel to meet people, and one of the thing, no, that not everybody is very skillful at doing multitasking. Whatever the person is capable, only that much they can do. But sometimes when you put too much pressure, that makes people more anxious, and they're all always in constant pressure. And sometimes that happens with the, especially with the BPO people, which I've seen is when they're working on certain things which they're not able to complete before the date. Sometimes it just happens that they're working overtime. They're working overtime. They're also refreshing themselves only in the office, not getting going home. They're refreshing in the office, continuing work again back to back. It doesn't happen on an everyday basis, but at times when there is a need where that particular work is not completed, I have seen this kind of a pattern, and that becomes very difficult. And sometimes I've seen that they do give exemptions for women who are going through such things. So that's one thing. Next is lack of efficiency for the assigned task. Why I'm telling you this is we find a lot of engineers today. There'll be a lot of engineers everywhere we look around. We can have people who are into coding, who've done their masters in computer application or bachelor's. It's not that everybody took that out of choice. Everybody's aptitude, interest, personality is quite different. So, what can suit maybe person A might not be the kind of task or job for person B. So that way, as people, when we are different, there might be someone who just took engineering or computer application not by choice, but it was like that is what was given to them, or they did not have an awareness that they should make the choice. Because I think mostly in India, it's like um, 20 years back, like when I had to like take some decision in my careers of what I really wanted to do, it was not me who took the decisions, but it was my parents. Similarly for my sister, it was my parents who took the decision. But this part, like I was into, they put me into computers and I discontinued and I took this field out of a lot of opposition when I felt that I could not be a good programmer and I did not understand anything from it, even from group choice after 10th. So it is parents who make the choice. I took biomaths. Suddenly you put me into computers. I was not interested. Then this is something which I wanted to stick on and I continued with it. So why I'm speaking about this is many of them, they think that when you study engineering or when you study applications or programming, then you get into the IT company, you get a very good salary, you will settle down soon, you can go abroad. Out of these kind of dreams, many of them are picking it up. And I think that could be quite like difficult when that's not what you really want to do. And fear to talk in meetings and make presentations, many people have this kind of fear. So when in a IT sector, when suppose a person who faces this kind of nervousness to speak in front of the higher official or speak in a platform where there are a lot of people, it becomes very difficult when that kind of no, I'm not used to public speaking, or I'm not someone who can talk in front of a crowd. This kind of fear could exist in people. And there could be a certain amount of discomfort which they could feel with the team lead or the manager, because of course in every sector there are politics, and not every person is a people friendly person. People's characteristics traits are very different. Even when we go as counselors to schools or colleges also, still the attitudes of principal can be very different. The coordinators whom we are working with, the heads of the departments is quite different from person to person. There are some people who are counselor friendly, some might not be. Similarly, this is an office scenario also, we cannot expect everyone to be nice to us, but I think that skill to adapt to people who are not very amicable with us is something which we need to upgrade on. And that is one of the challenging thing for many people. Frequent change in rules and regulations. Suddenly one see when they join, like they are told something else, but as it goes on, there are uh, they are put in a situation to adapt to it if they want to sustain in that job. So that is something people go through. And as I told you, multitasking, maybe I'm taken in for one particular role, but for whatever I'm getting paid, people are not satisfied with only that, but they want more work, can be the attitude of some people. And shift timings, it's very difficult for the body to get adapted to what we are sometimes doing to our body. It is sometimes cruelty which we are doing to our own body, working more than 9 hours. Now in most of the IT companies, they've made the timing from 8 to 9 hours. And 9 hours already you work, and 2 hours maybe you travel because of the traffic for you to get back home. Then what is the time you're able to spend at home? What is the time you're able to spend for yourself? And every day the timing is quite, I mean, every day in the sense, like maybe people week wise, your schedules are different. You have morning shift, then you have the afternoon shift, then you have the night shift. And I think the most toughest shift is the night shift. You don't sleep all night, and 2 to 5 a.m. is the time where very important hormones in the body are secreted. It's something which medical professionals keep telling us, that period sleep is very important. So you force your body or pressurize your body to work when your brain actually wants rest. So that's one thing, that's one big stress which people can be paid, not paid on time. This has happened. And salary dissatisfaction could be there. Maybe they take in and they don't give you the kind of appraisal you maybe wanted for your needs, for your plans. Maybe that is some dissatisfaction you're feeling. There can be loss of pay when they're on leave, and sometimes they don't. Not only this, but I'm talking generally about this corporate industry. It's very difficult for people to apply for leave. Is something which I have seen with people which they have told me in the counseling setup when we talk one to one. So because counseling being it very something where they share their very personal things, in any organization we go they provide us with a closed room. We maintain case files for every client we meet, and we have the follow-ups with them. This particular company had given me a separate SIM card to use with their employees, and the number of the counselor for, I mean, the contact number and the timing in which you can call them was announced prior to them. So, and I also make a announcement of which center I would be visiting that particular week, so that they're posted prior and they are prepared to attend the sessions. So that I used to look into. Some emergency leave, something happens, but sometimes no, you're not able to take a leave because there's no one there to take up your role if you absent yourself. So that way it becomes a little difficult. There's no doubt that there is a certain amount of CL like you can take and all that, but still that is not, you're not, many people are not able to utilize that the whatever is given to them, whatever space is given to them, it is given, but in given in writing also, but still when it comes to practicality it becomes difficult to bring that implementation. Personal problems is for people to strike a proper work life balance is becoming very difficult. And one more thing is we can have people who are I've seen people who smoke a lot, and very interesting. There was a refreshment room in which people were allowed to smoke. It's just a refreshment room. You can smoke, and I've seen the women smoking there, but the men want to go down every time to the tea shop. They want a tea very frequently, every 10 minutes, a tea, and then a cigarette. This goes on. And some come and talk about this kind of addiction also. And the reason they give is I'm going through stress. So I'm just like trying to refresh myself with a puff. So physical burden, financial burden exists. Many people, especially when it comes to people who are taking up the, I mean, who are in the white collar jobs, it would be EMIs. But if you look at the people who are in doing black collar jobs, they also have financial burden. They say that both the categories, every people, I think everyone has, but I think the what is that kind of thing that is most troublesome is the loans. These people, like, they're, if you're educated you go for EMIs and other things, but the people who are not much educated go for vaddi kadan and bonded labor kind of thing, getting into this kind of trouble, though they are not even aware that that is not legal. And vaddi kadan, interest is more than what you're paying. I mean, what you took them, I mean, what you took, the money you took from them and what you need to repay, compared to that amount which you need to repay, the interest is more. So that is one very big problem that people are facing, and they are not able to sleep peacefully because of it. Many women have spoken about this to me. And relationship issues, still they can be with the parents, they can have issues. They can have issues with their partners, in-laws, so on. Backstabbing by own kin and kith in personal life. This can happen in office setup also. Everyone wants a promotion, everyone wants an increment. Who takes the next position? These kind of challenges are there more, and always that the space is in stress. That particular space where you're working, people are in constant stress. So
Hmm.
that is something to take into consideration. So and again, like a death of death of a family member, especially during COVID, when you lose the head of the family. And there were some people who came to office and got affected because of it and passed away. After that, only they shut down fully. Until then, partially it was work from home, and then some were not like following that strict policy. I know people who suffered a lot due to death during that particular period. Other health problems is which people, both men and women, can go through, who are sitting I just like idly for ideally in the sense you're doing work, but mental work, not physical work, sitting in front of the computer, or sitting in like using your laptop and working. There can be issues like infertility, gastritis, anxiety. Again, gastritis is connected to anxiety, and infertility, of course, like when we're living a very sedentary lifestyle nowadays. I think that whichever, like when you travel on the road, every side I like turn, there's a fertility clinic. The number of maternity clinics are coming down, and the number of fertility clinics are increasing. This is something which we can see, and constant ads for fertility in the radio. You on the radio, you hear that. And I was staying in a place called Sarnampatti in Coimbatore earlier when I had my rented office. So when every time when I used to travel back, that particular Ganapati lane alone, there's so many fertility clinics. So it's like mostly because we are not like kind of like taking care of our own health, and again spend that money for treatments. So that's one big stressor. And lack of physical activities is one of the things. See, when you put like into people into various shifts, when I suggest someone go for yoga class, they join a class, but the problem is one week I'm able to go, next week I'm not able to go in both the shifts. When they're putting that afternoon shift, maybe uh, I would say general shift. General shift is 9 to 8 or something. So when they're into that particular shift, what happens is morning they're not able to attend, evening also they're not able to attend, because that man or woman has to get up on time, do their own personal work at home, and then get ready, travel, go. And in this traffic, by the time they come back, it will be again 8 or 9. So nobody is going to conduct yoga at that time. So that morning time is missed out, even for the night shift people. Morning time is totally they're coming and sleeping at home because they didn't sleep the whole night. Again, evening only they get up, they eat. Then how will they do the yoga or some other any physical activity? Jogging, running, cycling, sports. So that is one thing. And no time for hobbies. Sometimes generally Saturday, Sunday, or weekly 2 days they're given an off, but they're also at the same time asked to come for some other programs. We are conducting this kind of training or something, please do come and attend it. So that way, no, that is that when will that person actually relax is a big question here. And I've noticed the hesitation for some people to come and meet the counselor, especially in the corporate setting. So this is my understanding about it, and what they have, based on what they have communicated to me also. Manager might come to know. See, they don't know. For many people, still they're not very aware of why people have counselors, and they may also have this doubt because we are employed by the company. So they might have that constant doubt that if I communicate certain things to this person, will it be going to the management, or will my people come to know, higher officials come to know about what I'm going to talk? So that hesitation stops people from coming coming and taking up a session, even if they want to really go and talk to somebody. That hesitation I have seen. The things will be out in the air. Everybody will come to know about it. One thing is, when you walk in the corridor and go to the counseling room, for in that particular office, the main office, when I used to go, it would be like he has to cross the corridor where there are other sections. So if somebody is passing that way, it's very well understood that they're going to the counselor room because it was at the other end. So that way, to avoid that, some people were not coming actually. Someone might question, no, என்னடா you went for counseling, என்னடா என்ன சார் ப்ராப்ளமா, என்ன நீங்க வந்து counseling room பக்கம் பார்த்தேன், they might ask, no. So just to avoid that, I think they're not like comfortable. If I go to the counseling room, others might notice how trusted the counselor is. So, what is this counseling? What is this process? Why should someone attend counseling? Because, as I told you earlier, that difference between advice giving and counseling is not known to many in today's world, today's society. Even though we consider to say, like we are fast forward, and still the stigma still exists, and that awareness about what counseling processes is still not reached people, is my deep feeling. But it is far better than what it was, say, 15 years back. Will this person work for the employee's benefit or organization's benefit? So when I talk to them, I will tell them that I'm working for the employee's benefit, and that is what my role is also. Unless it is something to do with the organization, I'm only going to help them to deal with their own problems. Even if it is they have a problem with the TL or the manager, I'm not going to intervene and go and speak to people, but I will just educate them of how they have to speak to their higher official. And even when they're coming and talking about any sexual abuse or something like that, I will guide them to reach out to the POSH committee. POSH committee has 50 percentage of women employees into it, and it is it was led by one of the HR. So in that company it was so that is what I used to do. So what I learned from it to reach out to people is speak to the team leads and the manager and have a good rapport with them. I'm talking about the counselor. To establish a good rapport, so when you reach out to them, you talk to them, you have a good rapport with them. When they see employees facing stress or going through tough things, they come to us and they refer people who will come and talk to us. So then there was a suicidal case. Someone really needed help. The HR referred that particular person, and we did a lot of work, and I got a good feedback also. After a few months, that person was able to, after whatever he went through was like I helped him with dealing with it. He was like quite fine. And communicating well with other teammates, lack of cooperation, speed up work, anger management, so on. Yeah, so one thing is we can do some group sessions once in a while. To meet up with people is very important. They should know that there's a counselor coming and what is the purpose the counselor is here. And I think only 30 percentage of what you are speaking people consider, but the remaining 70% is non-verbal communication of the counselor. What I'm communicating to people from my body language, with the eye contact I'm making, the tone of voice I'm using, how welcoming I am. So based on that, people are evaluating the us, and I think it's a good chance for us to interact, get in touch. Only then the one person will suggest the other who is into something to go. So that way they also come, no, people also come on their own. So they call, they fix up an appointment and they come. and they give that space for them to do it. And yeah, so I was talking about some topics in which we can actually work with people to help them to deal with their difficulties, because anger management is something which is very, very common, because when we are always in constant stress, somebody comes and even talks to you, sometimes we feel irritated, we get whether it is office or at home, there is a chance that in office it can be more of passive anger. We're not expressing it outside because we know that that behavior is not accepted or appreciated in that environment. But when it is at home, yeah, that's not, there's a possibility that you can just you don't have to, like, we think that we don't have to be into that kind of limits where maintaining that boundaries and not like hurting the other person. We take people for granted, whether it is our mother or our spouse. Maybe we show it on them. Sometimes we're angry towards children when they disturb us, so such things can be avoided. And how are we reaching at people is what we're discussing about again. Conducting large group sessions in closed rooms. What is that you're going through? நீங்க என்ன ஃபீல் பண்றீங்க? Make it more interactive. நீங்க கொஞ்சம் பாயிண்ட் சொல்லுங்க. Call people by names. So that gives recognition, and people feel respected when we call people with names. And நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் அவங்கள பார்க்கும்போது நீங்களே விஷ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா they'll feel very good. மேடம் என்ன விஷ் பண்ணிட்டு போனாங்க. That kind of feel they used to get. Small group sessions again. So, for example, people who are not very cooperative, with that group alone, we might have a small group session, and give them the space to have a telecommunication with you. Yes, some people are not comfortable to come and talk to you directly. We are still giving them that space to have a session on the phone, because நான் வந்து பார்த்தா, like maybe they feel that people will know that I came to you. They don't want that to happen, but still they want to take help. So that sharing that contact number is a very good option where they're able to speak with us over the phone. So my observation is that I felt that when I was in that particular organization, it was a quite long time and different branches as well. So I'm not just only sticking to one particular branch and speaking to you about it, but in general also. Everybody is in a great deal of stress, and the top creamy layers are the ones who are into greater stress. The top creamy layer is the boss, the manager, the team lead, or the HR executive. The as much as responsibilities you have, that much difficult it can be. And the challenges can generally be a lot of politics, backstabbing each other because I want that posting, I want promotion, or I want incentives for whatever reasons. Even when you're like close friends or colleagues, that kind of things we've heard from employees. Always under pressure to get work completed on time from others. So the people who are in the lower grade are like, we can say that there is lighter stress compared to the others who are in into like top positions. From others, multitasking is expected as salary increases. Sometimes people in higher posts are the ones working 24 bar 7 for the company. Even on government holidays, any things goes wrong, they will be held responsible.